everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of Diaries of a Data-Driven Culture. This week we're going to get a little bit more technical as we're talking about privacy by design. So privacy by design is a philosophy that is proactive rather than reactive. So it allows the architecture to look at the entire system from end to end with privacy as something that's threaded through the entire architecture of your data system. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it allows for maximum security, it allows for maximum effectiveness, it allows for maximum user flexibility like we were talking about last week. And it also gives you the capability to ensure that the downstream flow enables your data architects, your data engineers, the people that are using it, marketing, ad sales, all of those different downstream users as well as your external customers. It gives them maximum flexibility to do what they need to do with the data as it's coming to them. So one thing that is a best practice is to start with retention in mind as part of your privacy by design. Now that seems a little counterintuitive. Why do we want to start with a system and design looking at how we're going to retain the information? And the reason is because one way to be compliant with many of the laws is to retain as little information as possible. So if you have that retention policy in mind and that retention rule for the data as you're ingesting it, as you're consuming it, as you're allowing it to flow downstream, then you can ensure that the data is retained properly, that it gives the downstream users the maximum ability to do what they need to do with the data so that they're enabled. And it also ensures that you are compliant with the most amount of laws. The other nice thing about having retention as part of your privacy by design, and one of the first questions that you're asking, is it allows you to really give your external customer, your external user, maximum control over what they're doing, because that will dictate how you're designing your forms, how you're designing the intake, what questions you're asking the user, and what information you're asking them to provide. And then creating layering and creating tagging and different attributes so that that data is only going as far as it needs to go before it's purged or taken care of in some other way, whether it's anonymized, aggregated, etc. There are a lot of different things that you can do with privacy by design, but a best practice is to definitely start with your retention policies in mind. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Diaries of a Data-Driven Culture, and I will see you tomorrow with episode 7. I hope you